The Euro Aussie is, as we have all been trading it, is again has been doing very, very, very well. And you can see here from that chart the right construction of the strong currencies around the weak currencies. So even though we had strength in, if you look at the Aussie dollar, look at that explosive move in the Aussie dollar. Look at the pound Aussie. The pound has capitulated against the Australian dollar. The pound has capitulated against the New Zealand dollar. Okay. And yet, with this capitulation of the pound against the New Zealand and the pound against the Aussie, and you see the strength of the Aussie dollar, now this means that the Aussie is flying, the Aussie is going up against all currencies. Now we come to the Euro Aussie, and instead of this thing capitulating to the downside, actually the Australian dollar is weak or weakening against the euro, and that shows you how strong, or how strong the buying that's coming in the euro so far is taking place or taking grasp. They are buying the euro irrespective of the strength of any other currencies. So with that in mind, and as you recall when we were talking yesterday, guys, or Friday in the room, and I told you that this is Khalid Strait. We call this Khalid Strait because this was it. This is what we were looking at. Right there. That is the reversal. That is the turnaround. That is the resumption of the short covering rally to the upside, and that was the buy signal. And with that, you were looking for this thing to continue higher, and what was needed from us, or from most of us, is the patience to withstand all the news that's been popping up all that day, and it's giving all those hiccups. So it was what we needed, was for most of us to stay in that trade so that we can take it all the way to the end. And you can see now how it pushed towards the end of the session, plowing higher and higher. Now it closed at 123.30. That is a decent close on the intraday. It's above the 3-day high, as you can see here. It's above the 3-day high. It is also above the 4-day high. So and it's coming from low to up. So I'm looking for this thing to continue higher. So we are going to take the first buy out of the range, or for you guys that don't have the software, you want to take it above the high of the day, and the buy above the high of the day is the 123.38. So we're buying the Euro Aussie above 123.38, and if I buy it above the 123.38, which is the high, I'm going to place my stop below the 4 daily high, which is only about 30 pips away. So my stop is going to be 123. And guys, make sure that you put the correct stop. If the stop is too big, don't take the trade, but do not put a tight stop. When you put a tight stop, basically you're forcing the trade to turn into a loser. Okay, now the next structure point to the upside is the 123.95 and then the 123.40, 124.22. If you look at these 2 points over here, guys, the 2 structure points, they are the same as the 2 layers of structure resistance that we had in the euro pound. Look at those 2 layers in the euro pound. These are good points because if they go above it, they will fly. If they will become below it, they will capitulate. And now if we go back to the Euro Aussie, you have now those 2. It was tested the first time, the 123.95. It was tested on the 5th, which is like 3 days ago. Now the next time it goes above it, this thing should fly. And you can see that at least it will take us pretty much maybe to the 126.17. And we're having the same double chin, if you will, you want to call it the double chin or whatever. So you got those 2 double layers. I mean, it's giving us those 2 layers. That was momentum on the way up, momentum high, that was the momentum low, and now here is the capitulation to the downside. So it's doing the same structure. It's pretty much more of a characteristic of the Aussie than it is a characteristic of anything else. So for the Euro Aussie, as I said, we're buying it above 123.38. If we do, we have a structure long point at 123.95, and of course if it goes above, it's going to fly. And our stop is 123.07. On the short side, where do we take it short? We are pretty much in a short covering rally. I really would dread to jump in on the short side anywhere here. I will take it short below these area which give us this fly to the upside. We can maybe do something in the intraday, but this here is where you guys are going to go short. So the short is going to be below the 122.56, and if I do, then my structure short point is the 121.33, and if I go short below the 122.56, my stop is right there at 122.6678. Okay, that is the Euro Aussie, and let me save that. Okay, we're at the top of the hour, guys.